In life, we meet all different kinds of people. Some seem to brighten up the room with their kindness, compassion, and sincerity. But there's another side to this spectrum. On the flip side, there are people whose behavior can cast a rather dark shadow. They might come off as callous, insensitive, or even manipulative, driven by their own self-interest and lacking empathy and morality. Today, we dive into the intriguing world of the Dark Triad, a personality construct that encompasses three distinct yet interrelated traits: narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. These traits form a complex spectrum of human behavior representing the darker aspects of our personalities. While each of these personality traits is unique and distinct, they share a common core marked by self-interest, emotional coldness, deceitfulness, and aggression. Before we dig into the distinctions between the Dark Triad traits, it's important to understand the difference between these personality traits and full-blown personality disorders. Personality traits are stable characteristics of individuals, whereas personality disorders are mental health conditions typically diagnosed by licensed psychologists. The Dark Triad traits, encompassing narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy, represent a spectrum of behavior within the realm of subclinical personality traits. Narcissism is the first corner of the Dark Triad, marked by a self-centered, often inflated self-view and a relentless pursuit of admiration and success. Individuals with subclinical narcissism often display grandiosity, aggression, and dominance. They may engage in attention-seeking behavior driven by fantasies of control and admiration. Narcissism can be divided into two distinct categories: grandiose narcissism and vulnerable narcissism. Both exhibit elements of self-importance, but the key difference lies in their underlying motivations. Vulnerable narcissists display grandiose behavior as a defense mechanism, concealing their insecurities, feelings of inadequacy, and incompetence behind a facade of self-importance. Grandiose narcissists, on the other hand, project an overt sense of self-importance and often pursue admiration and success with a heightened desire, which may be accompanied by traits like aggression and dominance. Subclinical narcissism can have both positive and negative impacts in the workplace. On one hand, individuals exhibiting narcissistic traits may contribute to unsatisfactory job performance, job dissatisfaction, and even the emergence of toxic leadership within the workplace. However, their grandiose nature can also work in favor of organizations, as their self-promotion, impression management, and adept organizational politicking can lead to quicker promotions, ultimately benefiting the overall success of the organization. Now let's turn our attention to Machiavellianism. This personality trait takes its name from Niccolò Machiavelli, a prominent figure in the early 1500s known for his writings on the strategic wielding of political power. In more recent times, the concept was further refined by Christian Geiss in 1970, as they introduced a personality assessment grounded in the principles of Machiavellian thinking. Individuals with Machiavellian traits are characterized by their manipulative tendencies, a cynical outlook on human nature, and a steadfast commitment to achieving their goals, often prioritizing these objectives over moral considerations. Machiavellianism in the workplace is a double-edged sword. On one side, it can lead to the ruin of relationships through manipulation, as individuals motivated by power in politicking may resort to mistreating others and even betrayal. Conversely, Machiavellianism can also have its advantages. Those skilled in this art are often adept social chameleons, masterfully manipulating situations to their advantage. This can result in the cultivation of strong social networks and the ability to put on a facade of positive behaviors when it serves their interests. The impact of Machiavellianism in the workplace, therefore, carries both destructive and constructive potential. Subclinical psychopathy, the third component of the Dark Triad, is characterized by a distinct set of traits. These individuals often exhibit a lack of empathy, guilt, and remorse, portraying a bold and daring personality. However, this boldness often comes with poor behavioral controls, making subclinical psychopathy the darkest and most severe within the Dark Triad. The combination of these characteristics can lead to unpredictable and often harmful behaviors in those who possess subclinical psychopathic traits. Subclinical psychopathy can have contrasting effects in the workplace. On one side, individuals with these traits may exhibit lower job performance, an increase in counterproductive work behaviors, and experience difficulties in building positive workplace relationships. However, on the flip side, subclinical psychopathy can serve as an advantage in specific work environments, particularly in industries characterized by emotional detachment. Some top executives exhibit psychopathic traits, benefiting from their ability to ignore stress and make calculated, rational decisions. This duality highlights the complex interplay of subclinical psychopathy within the professional world, where its effects can be both detrimental and advantageous depending on the context. Let's review what we have learned so far. Narcissism is characterized by a self-centered nature and a strong desire for admiration and success. It may manifest as grandiose behavior and can sometimes lead to impulsiveness. Machiavellianism is marked by manipulation and deception, often driven by a focus on personal goals rather than moral considerations. Psychopathy encompasses traits such as impulsivity, a lack of empathy, and an unempathetic behavior, leading to a disregard for the well-being of others. The Dark Triad was first introduced and explored by researchers Delroy Paulus and Kevin Williams in 2002. This idea was developed from different branches of existing literature, which highlighted three distinct but interconnected personality traits: narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. The Dark Triad represents a fascinating realm of human personality encompassing the traits of narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. These subclinical personality traits, while exhibiting some common features like self-interest and emotional coldness, each have their unique expressions and consequences in various aspects of life, including the workplace. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. You have a great day, and happy learning.